Welcome to Cleaning with Chaos. If this is your first time here, I'll give you a special welcome. Got a couple of things I'm going to do. I'm going to work on a comic book, of course, but then I'm going to use some of this, not on the comic, on something else. I probably should use this. And we're going to zoom out a little bit so you can see what's going on. And of course, I'm going to need these, because today we're going to strip the paint off of these. Now I have a fan running, and just before I start doing this, I'm going to open the door. And of course, because I don't want people to holler at me, I'll use some of those too. And I also have brush. I bought 3 of these cheap little brushes, but I seem to have lost 2 of them, so we'll get started on that right after this. Now, obviously the best place to do this is outside, but I can't really do it outside because I don't have any way to set up my camera outside at this time. I'll get a table later on for outside so that I can do that. In the meantime, we're just going to work on it in here. As you can see, I'm putting on my nitrile gloves before I even open the paint stripper. I have used paint stripper in the past. It got on my hands and it was nasty. It burned pretty good, so I don't want that to happen again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour a little bit of this on here like that, and then we're going to make sure we get decent coverage. This stuff does stink, but I knew that going into it. It's not quite as globby as I like, but that's alright. It's going to work fine, I think. As you can see, it's already starting to bubble up the paint. I do have the decals for this. I just thought, what the heck, I'll go ahead and order them, and they showed up in like 2 or 3 days. So kudos to the guy that I bought the decals from for getting them to me so quickly. As you can see, this stuff works pretty quick. Matter of fact, works a whole lot quicker than I expected. I'm just pushing the paint right off of it. I don't think I'm going to need any more, unless it's for the other side of the toy. That doesn't work anymore. And this is all live, no tricks. You saw me put it on there. You saw how quickly it started bubbling up, coming off of there. It's a pretty good paint remover. I am impressed. I will probably do this a couple of times just to make sure I get it all off. where the decals are, the paint's not coming off, so I'll have to take those off a different way. I'm going to put a little more in there. This might be the fastest paint stripper I've ever used. Okay, I'm going to take this outside and rinse it off, and I'll show you the results next week once I get everything done. And then next week, after I show you the results, I'll go ahead and put a primer coat of paint on it. I'm going to use a white primer. I will be repainting this in its original form, which is a blue, a navy blue, a light blue, almost a sky blue, and then a red. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll get started on that comic. As you can see, it's a good thing I did wear gloves as I was rinsing it off. Yeah. It's came out pretty good so far. It'll come out a little bit better. I'm going to go wash my hands real good now, and then we'll get started on that comic book. And we're back, and I don't want to take any chance of getting any of that paint remover on my comic, so I went ahead and flipped this over to the other side. Now what we're going to work on is Swingless Scooter #1. I know, that's not what was on my thumbnail, but that's okay, because I'm going to clean Binky's Buddies #1 too, okay? I'm going to give these a light cleaning and a press. This one, it does have a minor spine roll. I don't know if I'm going to try to take that out or if I'm just going to leave it. I'm thinking just leave it is what I'm thinking. I know that doesn't make sense for me, and I'll probably change my mind halfway through and go ahead and clean it or take it out anyway. Let me go ahead and get these magazine. Do I have magazine? No, that's a normal size. Where's my magazine boards? I'll be right back. Okay, I guess my magazine size boards have gone AWOL, so I have a Golden Age and a magazine. So we'll use a magazine on this one. And you know what? Before I get started, let me flatten it out. I can't do that. I can't leave the spine roll in there. So I'm going to work on, I'm going to straighten this out. Alright, we're going to work on this Binky's Buddy #1. All I'm going to do is give it a light cleaning. Nothing fancy. Just the usual immaculate clean. Because that's my preferred way to clean a comic. of all the ways that I know how to do it, this is the way I prefer. There are a lot of other ways. We're just gonna wipe it on there very gently. As you can see, it's taking dirt off, but it's also taking a little bit of color off. That's common with this particular time frame of comic. Late Silver Age. As long as it doesn't take too much off, I'm not worried about it. It is taking a lot of dirt off. That's the main thing. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to go ahead and do the back side. By then, Binky ought to be ready, or the Scooter ought to be ready to come out of the press, and we'll take a look at it. So, see you in a little bit. All right, Scooter is out of the press. Binky's buddy is in the press. As you can see, I pretty much got it straightened out. I'm going to start with the back side because that's the dirtiest side, and we're going to clean it up a little bit. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to go over it with an eraser first, or do I just want to use Immaculate? And I think I'm just going to go with the Immaculate. It is slightly warm still, not too bad. I may not finish this today. This might take more than a day to clean because it has a lot of dirt on it. And if that's the case, I'll show you as far as I get, and then we'll show you the results of the Binky's buddies. Again, real light, no pressing on it. We're just trying to take off surface dirt. A little extra here where those creases are. See if I can't get that dirt off of there. Okay, let me let that sit for a while and dry, and then I'll come back and we'll do it again. Well, apparently it's going to let me finish this. Camera's a little out of focus, but yeah. So I can show you what these look like. Start out with not dropping them. Set that there. And here is Swing with Scooter. Of course, it's, you know, it's I didn't do any mending, so I didn't fix this up here. I didn't tighten up the staple there, and I didn't you see, it's partially, yeah, the centerfold is partially detached. I didn't fix that either. As you can see, it is slightly off. Not much I'm going to be able to do about that. I'm going to try to fix it just by my press here. So we're just going to go ahead and put it in there. Put this on top of it, hold it down, and I'll show you the next comic. The next one, of course, was the first one I cleaned. There's the back. Looks pretty good, I think. It's still a little yellow, but it's clean. And then Binky's Buddies. As you may notice, it's a little shinier than what it was. That sometimes happens when you clean a comic and you take some of that dirt off. It brings back some of the gloss. Now I'll put this on there. And hopefully I'm going to have to check this side again. Yeah. I think we can straighten that out. Get my clamps out. And I'll probably let this sit for, yeah, you know, until next week sometime. I have a bad habit of leaving them in there for 5 or 6 days. And I only need like a day. There you go. Swing with Scooter #1 in my collection at last. After many, many years. I've never owned a copy of that. Always wanted one. And Binky's Buddy #1. Also something I've never owned before. Now I have it. And this is actually a really nice copy. It looks better now that it's cleaned up a little bit. That's it. Next week, I thought I was going to spray paint the primer, but instead I think I'm going to get out my Dremel and my little wire wheel and just make sure I've got all the paint off of that that toy before I primer it, just to make sure. So yeah, we can look forward to that, and I might even actually show you me working on it. I don't know. I didn't want it to go as long as it did today. It just, I didn't expect the paint remover to work that fast. So yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you tonight if I'm feeling well. I haven't been feeling well the last few days, but if I'm feeling okay, I'll see you tonight on my Thursday night chat, and maybe I'll throw in a few dollar items. Maybe we'll sell a few things. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Like I said, we'll see how I feel tonight. If I feel tonight the way I do now, yeah, we're gonna go for it. So make sure before you handle your comics, wash your hands. It's good for your comics. More importantly, it is good for your health. And we will see you later tonight, hopefully, and have a wonderful day. Bye.